Hey everyone, it's Vintage Vinny. Welcome to another eBay sales video. I had some really good sales for the month of February. I was really surprised, and I can't wait to share with you all what sold. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The very first thing that sold for February was this really awesome White House Easter egg that's made of glass. This one pays tribute to 9/11. It's from Easter of 2002. Big shout out and thank you to Nancy of This Overstuffed House for mentioning these because I would have just walked right past it, not thinking it was anything particularly special. So I saw this at the Black Rose of Hanover when I was there probably 2 years ago, and it's been probably well over a year since I've been there, and I might need to make another trip up there. Anyway, so I got this for $2 there, and I sold it for $19.99. This is something that's actually, or had been sitting in my bedroom for quite a while. Why I didn't list it, I don't know. It's a West Bend Flavomatic percolated coffee pot in blue. And I can't for the life of me remember what I paid for it because I bought it at a flea market with a bunch of other things for one price. And when you pay cash and don't have a receipt, and a lot of time goes by, sometimes you forget what you pay. And that's the case. Usually I'm pretty good about that, but when it comes to something like a flea market purchase, I tend to forget the price. But, oh well. It was probably, I think I bought everything for maybe like $20 or something, and this sold for $39.99. Again, speaking of items that I've had sitting for, I think I bought this probably pre-COVID. It's a Mary Kay Timewise Repair The Go set, Voluform The Go set, and I probably paid $3.75 for this. I had it listed for $30, and I believe I either sent out a best offer of $25 or somebody offered me $25, and I gladly accepted. This I actually bought the last time I went down. Actually, it wasn't the last time. It was the last time before last time when before Scott came down to visit me. It is a Tiffin Diamond Optic watermelon pitcher with the lid. I got this at a Goodwill. I couldn't believe the lid wasn't broken and that the lid was present. The handle and the lid both had uranium in it, which is awesome. And I believe I got that for like $5.50 at a Goodwill, and I listed it for $70. I took a best offer of $50. So I've had this item listed for quite a while. I really liked it when I first saw it. And it is a Knickerbocker Draft Beer sign. I don't think it was ever hung up at all because the paper was still on the, I guess the double-sided sticky tape that was on the back. I did pay up for this at $24, and I did take a best offer of $45, so I made $21. That ain't too bad. This is a really cool ashtray. This says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in many different languages. It is made by House Glass. And I don't know if it's going to show or not. Let me scroll down a little bit. In Point Marion, PA. So I thought that was really unique. I was going to keep that for myself, and then I was like, you know what, don't really need it. So I went ahead and listed it. I listed it for $30, and I took a best offer of $23. Found this little bottle of Chanel #5 at one of the peddler malls that we have here in town. I believe I paid about $4.69 for it, and I sold it for full asking price of $59.99. So if you watched my first ever shop with me video for 2023, I went to the Hancock Antique Mall and found a bunch of really cool stuff. In the haul video, I shared these Tilex tile and grout pens. I got two of them. Paid, I think, $1.69 per pen. And the Clorox bleach pens and these Tilex grout pens are discontinued. They are no longer made. I listed them for $19.99. I took a best offer of $15 for one of them and took another best offer of $16 for the other. So spent probably $3.28, I think is what it is. Let's see, $1.69, 9.18, 13. No, I think it was $3.38. I'm sorry. $3 and yeah, I think it was $3.38 total, and I sold both of them together for a combined price of $31. Anytime I find these Lefton St. Patrick's Day Irish Shamrock Girl figurines, I do buy them because right around the time of St. Patty's Day, they do sell for good money. So I believe I paid $5.50 for this at a thrift store, and I sold it for a best offer of $30. This I've actually had since the summertime. This is a giant Crest cat statue. I got this at one of the indoor flea markets that is on, I believe it's Route 1 in York, Maine. And like I said, I've had it for uh, about 7 months, and it sold for a best offer of $50. Anytime that I see pendant light globes, I do try to pick them up if they're in good condition, like this one is. I got this at a Goodwill for $5, and I took a best offer of $45 for it. The only issue is the little spot where the where hardware holds the globe in piece is chipped, as you can see, but that is on a part of the globe where, like I said, it's not even going to be visible. So I went ahead and still bought it because I knew that somebody would be looking for a Hollywood Regency light fixture globe. So this is really, really awesome. This is a TPI Halloween Tombstone blow mold. I actually got that at a Goodwill when I was in Adamstown for $2.99. I couldn't believe it. And it sat for a while. I didn't realize that I had it set for USPS priority mail, which cost a lot of money. And it only went to Delaware. So they messaged me and said, "Hey, is there anything you could do about the shipping price?" And I looked at how much it was going to cost, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, let me see what UPS charges." So what I did is I checked the rates, and I found out that they would pay half of what USPS would charge if I charged them UPS. So I changed the shipping quote in there, and they bought it, and they sent me an offer of $75, and I gladly accepted. This was very, very surprising to me. I got this, again, probably pre-COVID. I had it sitting for the longest time, and then because I couldn't find anything on it. So what I ended up doing was listing it for a crazy number, and I believe I had a watcher on it, and I sent the offer of 70, and they accepted it. And I messaged the buyer, I think maybe a few days ago, as of me recording this on this date. And I asked him, I said, hey, do you have any information about this? I mean, is it hard to find? Do you know anything about it? And the guy that bought it from me said, I don't really know much about it, but I do know that when I was 8 years old in 1993, this was the bubble bath that I used. So I brought a memory back for somebody, which is great. And like I said, I've never seen this before, and you can honestly find pretty much any kind of Avon item on the internet, but I could not find this Barbados bubble bath anywhere to save my life. So that's why I went ahead and just listed it really high, and this time it actually it panned out pretty well. So this is an item that I have had in my junk jar, or one of my junk jars, for the longest time, and for some reason I kind of just, I mean, I thought it was interesting, but I just wasn't like crazy about it anymore. And I knew that it was a Sarah Coventry piece. It is the Hawaiian Fantasy fish pendant necklace from 1972. I looked it up to see what it was going for. The last one sold for I think about what I priced it at originally, $24.99. And somebody sent me an offer of $20 and I gladly accepted. I couldn't even tell you where I got that because I've had it so long. This is a really cool piece of brass. This is an Andrea by Sadek fleur-de-lis brass wall hook. Again, it's an item that I've had for quite a while, and I think I bought this either the first or the second time I went up to the Adamstown, Ephrata area. And I believe I got this at a Goodwill, paid about $1.99 for it. Had it up listed for $19.99, and I decided to go ahead just because I've had it for so long, send out a really reasonable price of $12, and the watcher did go ahead and pay the $12 for it. So I was happy that it moved. This is a really cool piece. I had never seen a Wade Noah's Ark piece before. So, and it came with a bunch of the animals, and it even came with Jonah and his wife, which was an added bonus. I thought this was really, really neat. I got this for $15 at a place called Cannon Hill in Frederick. And the next time I go down that way, I will definitely do a shop with me video so you guys can see all the really cool little booths that are in here. It what used to be an old mill, I think. So it's definitely really cool and rustic. I mean, I can't wait to show it to you all. But anywho, paid $15 for this, and I took a best offer of $55 for it. On that same trip down to Frederick, we hit a couple of the Goodwills, Amy and I did, and I got a bunch of really good stuff. One of them being these really cool Dixie Cups. This was the throwback pack where they had all the old school labels for Dixie Cups on each of them. Paid $3.49 for that box, I believe, and I sold the box for $34.99. Crazy, right? Avon Skin So Soft. Great for bug spray if you don't have any of that around you. This bottle is from, I think, 1991, if I'm not mistaken. I found this, I think, during the really bad part of the pandemic, like when stuff was just starting to open up again. Paid $1 for it, and it sold for $24.99. I had it under my bathroom vanity for the longest time, and then I just said, you know what? You have some of the stuff, you don't really use it all that often, so you might as well just sell it, and that's what I did. These were really cool. I got these at the Emmitsburg Antique Mall a long, long time ago. And there were six of them, just really cool Lionel Train catalogs. I did end up selling them for $15. I bought them in a flat of a whole bunch of other ephemera for $10. So they basically just paid for the entire flat of stuff. It had car things in there that I thought were really cool that I held on to. Anywho, so yeah, couldn't say no to those, to a sale like that. Now, this item is it's got a funny backstory to it because it sold 2 other times and the buyer did not pay, or the buyers did not pay, which was of course very frustrating because you can always use an extra $100. So if you don't know what this doll is, it if you ever took Family Life and Human Development, you basically took this child home, or this baby doll home with you, and it was like a little mini weekend project where you were pretending to be a teen parent, because I took that class, I think, when I was a junior in high school. And, you would wake up in the middle of the night to feed it, or, change its diaper. It came with these little key fobs, which, of course, this didn't come with. But, anywho, whole 9 yards. I saw it at a Goodwill, and when I went to pick it up, I realized how heavy it was, and I looked up the name Reality Works Baby 1995 on eBay, and found out that these dolls actually have a pretty good worth for it. So I paid $10 for it, and I did accept the best offer of $100 on this doll, and the buyer actually paid for it. So that worked out. This actually, I just bought right before I got sick with COVID. It's a Viking typewriter ribbon tin, and I did not realize how hard these tins are to find, like this one specifically. I was looking in a showcase at a place called Shire's Market, which again, at some point I will do a shop with me there. It's on the way to the Black Rose of Chambersburg, but I usually go to the Fayetteville Antique Mall, and then I go to Shire's, and then I go up to Black Rose and then Interstate 81. Anyway, so I bought this probably about a week ago, or a little over a week ago, and I paid about $5.63 because the booth it was in was 25% off, and I thought it was interesting. I did a quick look up on it, didn't see anything on it, so I said, you know what, let me just take a chance and, maybe I can learn something about it. And lo and behold, this purple one is hard to find. I listed it for $59.99, and the buyer paid shipping. And funny enough, the buyer who actually got this lives in this town in New Jersey. So I thought that that was really cool that he or she found a tin with their town on it. So that concludes my what sold on eBay for the month of February 2023. Let me know down below in the comments section what were you able to sell for the month of February, and what your favorite item was that I sold for this month. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye now.